Hi guys, I welcome you all back to Atta Culture. I am Aisha. In this video, I'll be discussing about the different types of darts that we have. We will discuss about the uses of the darts. We have different type of darts, but first, dart is a very structured way to change a flat pieces on a fabric. When taking your darts, this is a sample of a dart. You can see this is our waist dart. This is a flat surface. By the time you add your dart to it will give you a curve shape. You can see this is it. Darts are wedged in shape, are folded out and stitched. You can stitch it. You can see you stitch your darts. You stitch it upward. But we have different types of darts. We have the French darts, we have the shoulder dart, we have the armhole dart, but I don't know the one you are familiar with, but we are all familiar with the waist dart and the shoulder darts. So I have the draft here. I've drafted here. I have the, let me bring my camera down so that you'll be able to see it clearly. You can see this is the normal waist dart. This is the normal waist dart. These darts give shape to a garment. With this dart, you have your fitted shape on your garment, and these darts can be connected with the skirt dart to give a perfect shape to a gown. You understand? These darts can be connected to your skirt to give a perfect shape to your gown. And we have the shoulder dart. You can see this is the shoulder dart. That's the midpoint of the shoulder dart. You can see from this, where the width of the neck stop, from this point, from this point where the width of the neck stop, here, from here, you measure whatever you have from here to get the midpoint, to get your shoulder dart. So this is the midpoint of our shoulder. This is the midpoint of our shoulder. So that's where our shoulder darts. You can connect your shoulder darts to your waist darts to create a princess bustier. You can see this shoulder darts. You can connect it to your waist darts. You connect it to the bust point. This is the bust point. That's the apex, the bust point. You can see this is the bust point. You connect it to the bust point to create your bustier darts. We have the center darts too. You can see we have the center darts. You can see this dart. So this is the center dart. This center dart with this center that are the center front. These that are the center front. You can use it to create pleats on your blouse or your gown. You can use these darts to create pleats. If you are drafting, if you want to draft and you want to make use of slash and spread method, you can make use of this dart also. You can open it if you want pleats at this center front. You can open this dart to create a pleat to this part of this front side of the blouse or gown. And we have this other side, this side dart. This is the side dart. You can see this side dart. You can use it to give fullness to the bust. When you want your bust to be full, you can make use of this side dart. This is the bust line. You can see this is the bust line. For you to create your side darts, you can just come down from this bust line. you come down with whatever inches you want to use. If it is 1 inch, 2 inches, or 3 inches, depending on how full you want to create fullness around this bust part. So the side that determine the fullness of your bust. This side that determine the fullness of your bust. And this shoulder dart also determine the fullness of your bust. But the shoulder dart is usually used to tighten the bust at the upper part. For us to tighten our bust, maybe you are cutting corsets. We usually use it for corsets. So we make use of this shoulder dart to tighten the upper part of the corset. So this shoulder dart, we make use of it to tighten the upper part of the corset. This. So and we have our center front dart. This dart, you can see this dart. This dart is from the center front of the neck. This is the neck, you can see. From the center front of the neck, you connect it to the bust point. There's the apex. You connect it to the bust point, you can see. So you can use this dart to create pleats also. When you are cutting, when you want to make use of slash and spread method, if you are making use of slash and spread, you want pleats at the front or side, you can make use of these darts to create pleats on your gown or blouse. And this mid neck dart also, you can also use this mid neck dart also to create pleats. You connect it to the bust line, so you can slash it and spread it to create pleats on your garments. So, and we have the armhole, the midpoint of the armhole. This dart also, you can use it to create princess bustier dart. This dart, you can use it to create princess bustier. We have the, you can see, this is the midpoint. You look for the midpoint after removing 1 inch from the shoulder to create your shoulder slope. You measure whatever you have left, whatever you have left on the length of the armhole, the length of the armhole, whatever you have there, you measure it. Whatever you have there, you measure it and you connect it this way. You connect it, you can see, you connect the dart to the bust. You connect this dart also to the bust. So you can see this is it. This is the midpoint dart. You can use it to create a princess bustier dart, and you can as well use it to create slash and spread this dart. And we have the tips. You can see we have another dart at this upper part. This is the tip shoulder dart. That's the shoulder tip dart. You can see this dart is from the tips of the shoulder. You can see this dart is from the tips of the shoulder. You can as well use this dart to create pleats, and you can as well use this dart if you want your shoulder to look firm at the upper part. You can as well make use of this dart for the shoulder, for everything to, as in the upper part of your chest, for it to lay. You can as well make use of this dart, this tips shoulder, this shoulder tips dart. You can see this dart here. And we have another dart, which I think most of we are not familiar with this dart. This is French dart. You can see this is French dart. This dart is from the acute angle of the waist. You can see this is the dart. This dart from the acute angle of the waist to the bust. You can see this dart. We are not familiar with this dart, and this dart is very important when creating a garment. You can use it on vintage material. When creating something like vintage, you can make use of this dart. You can see this dart. This dart, you create this dart. So now you can just, if you want to create your dart, You can see how from this point, if you are making use of 1 inch or 2 inches, here I'm making use of 1 inch for my darts, from my waist darts. So you can see you connect the waist darts to the under, you can see the bust line. You can see the bust line. The waist dart is not on the bust line. It is 1 inch below the bust line. You can see it 1 inch below the bust line. So that's the waist dart. And this waist dart is very important because it gives fit to a garment. We all make use of these darts. So it gives fit to a garment. We all make use of it every day on our garments. It's only if you are sewing boo that you won't make use of this particular darts. So, and for you to create your darts, I have this. You can see. For you to create your dart at any point on this, you notch it on your material. You can see at any point on this. If it is this, you notch that point and you measure whatever you want to use. Whatever you want to use, you measure it. If you are making use of 1 inch, you measure that 1 inch. You divide that 1 inch into 2. That's half inch at each side. And you measure your half inch at this side and half inch at this side. And you close it by picking the center that you notch. You pick the center that you notch. So you pick it this way. You can see. You pick the center that you notch, and from that point that your half inch stop, you create your dart downward to the point where you want it to stop. So this is an example of it. You can see. So this is it. So you can see it. From this point, you create your dart to where you want it to stop. You can see. So it's very easy to sew. You just make sure your hand is straight. So in a cube shape, you can see in a cube shape. This is it. So we have our dart, you can see, and there is another dart from this center here. You can still create a dart from here, but I did not draw the line from this center front at the down part here. You can create that to your bust point also from there, but I didn't draw that line. So you can create that from here to here. So we have our dart, and that is very important on the garments. So you need to know how to make use of these darts. So, but this very dart, this waist dart is very important. And your shoulder dart, you make use of it. You can use your shoulder dart to tighten your corset at the upper part, and even your bust here. You can use your shoulder dart to tighten it. We all use shoulder dart when making corsets. You make use of your shoulder dart, and this midpoint dart and this center dart, you make use of it when you are cutting something. You need to slash and spread. Maybe you want gathers you want to have gathers at this. And there is other darts. We have some darts that we apply to the back aspect also. We have the center dart at the back aspect also. There is one center dart that we add to the back aspect if we have at the center of the back aspect. Supposing you have the back aspect of your, when you want your back aspect to give you a kind of shape, you don't want it to have gaping at the back. You don't want gaping at the back of at the back aspect. I'm not talking about the front, I'm talking about the back aspect now. You don't want it to have gaping at the back aspect. Maybe you are cutting something like suit. You can just add that to that center back, to the center back of the back aspect. You add your dart to it. And at the back aspect also, you can make use of the armhole dart. You can use your armhole dart to create princess seam. So at the back aspect also, you can make use of armhole dart. This armhole dart, as in the midpoint of the armhole, the midpoint of this armhole, you can make use of it at the back aspect also. And at the back aspect, we'll make use of the waist dart also. So you can make use of this waist dart at the back aspect. Just that at the back aspect, at the bust point of the back aspect, the waist dart will go up by 1 inch. You will go up by 1 inch at the back aspect. If you are creating the back aspect dart, you go up by 1 inch after your bust point, but at the front you come down by 1 inch before the bust point. So you can make use of those darts at the back and at the front aspects. So that's all about this video. If you find this video helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up. If you have any question or suggestion, you can drop it in the comment section below. Love you. Bye.